What's going on, everybody? Cody here from Everybody Podcasts. Today is our first episode of our new segment called Everybody's Movies. I am joined with Chad.
What's up?
Brad.
What's up, dude?
And Kristen.
What's up?
So, in this podcast, we all each get to pick a movie, and we're all going to watch it and talk about it. I got to pick the first movie. That's why I'm presenting today. And the movie that I picked was Dazed and Confused, which was released in 1993, directed by Richard Linklater, starring Jason London, Ben Affleck, Mila Jovovich, Wiley Wiggins, Rory Cochrane, and Matthew McConaughey. It was made on a budget of $6.9 million and had a box office take of $8 million.
Oh, so they made some good money.
Wow.
That's not really that great, honestly.
But then it would be, wouldn't it?
1.1 million. That's 93. It's not that long ago.
Yeah, but
I mean,
a good box office poll, you want to like double what you fucking put into it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you have like any less than doubling it, they usually call that a fucking loss. Because a lot of times the budget doesn't really count in the advertising or anything like that. But anyway, I will start out with a summary of this movie. Dazed and Confused follows a large group of high schoolers from Texas as they try to throw a party on the last day of school in 1976. That's all I really got, because truthfully, not a whole lot happens in this movie.
Yeah, was, dude, when I sat down to watch it, Missy was sitting next to me, and she was saying, like, what's the point of this? Like, what's the plot? And I was just like,
the plot is it's just teenagers hanging out in 1976.
Getting fucked up.
Like, that's really the whole plot of the movie, which is why I liked it. And, first off, we're going to go over our reactions of this movie. Mm-hmm. The first reaction and the recent reaction after rewatching it this time. So let's start with Chad. What's your first reaction of Dazed and Confused when you first saw it?
Okay, so when I first saw it, I was probably like, I was a teenager. I was like a fucking, I don't know, 15 or something. And my whole like thought on it was, oh, it's just what we said, kids partying movie. That's all I really thought of it. And like now that I went back and rewatched it, I watched it like 2 times before we did this podcast. I get more of the jokes. I can relate to the movie a lot more. And I thought to myself like, oh, we're not going to do a comedy movie in this podcast, but in a way, Dazed and Confused is kind of that comedy movie.
I mean, it pretty much is, yeah. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know what else to classify it as besides comedy, and it definitely has some really funny moments.
would you consider that a cult classic?
Absolutely. Dazed and Confused? Who doesn't know what that movie is?
It's for sure a cult classic, especially since it had such a low box office return. It would definitely be classified as a cult classic.
And it has some huge actors in it.
And it's like it's one of Richard Linklater's first movies, and it's like the first movie that really put him on the map. Like School of Rock would have never been made if Dazed and Confused didn't get made.
Oh, School of Rock.
Yeah. So, Brad, how about you? What's your first reaction, and what's your most recent reaction after watching it this time?
My first one was like, of what I just said. Like, I don't get it. Like, I was just like, okay.
So you didn't like it when you first saw it?
Yeah, I didn't really care for it.
That kind of surprises me.
Honestly, I don't think, like, I watched it, what was it, 2 days ago? That was my first time watching it since I watched it the first time.
Really?
That was my second time ever watching that movie.
That
Holy
blows
shit.
my mind because I've seen this movie like 100 times.
Dude, same.
Well, what did you think of it this time, though? Did you enjoy it this time, or do you still think it's just like a nothing, boring movie?
I enjoyed it because I found myself being able to relate to like how I was in high school, and I gotta tell you that stoner character guy there, was it Slater?
Dude.
Slater.
Oh man, he's funny.
Slater, man, give me some drugs, man. Why don't you get them from your mother, bro?
Yeah, dude.
And like I don't know how to describe, like, it was like a newfound appreciation for something that I didn't really
pay attention to.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this was actually a pretty good movie. I kind of missed out on, I should have watched it again, before judging it through the first watch through.
That's probably why you never watched it up until now.
Yeah. And I could see that reaction because it like, just because it's called Dazed and Confused, and like a lot of the marketing around it seems to make it like a stoner movie.
Yeah,
and
it's not.
Yeah, it's really not. They do smoke pot like quite a few times in the movie,
but they also
it
drink.
doesn't.
And
it's just, but it still doesn't feel like a stoner movie.
Yeah,
it feels like a
for
movie
sure.
that stoners are gonna love, but it doesn't feel like a stoner movie. You know?
I feel that.
All right, how about you, Kristen? This is your
This is your
very first time
Yeah.
watching
very
it?
first time. What the
Yeah,
hell?
I was a Dazed and Confused version until yesterday. But I thought it was relatable, like everyone else said, like high school wise, especially like that Mitch kid.
It's weird seeing how
Yeah.
it was based in 1976 and we were in high school
know,
in the 2000s.
I was thinking of
nothing,
this
nothing
yesterday.
really changed.
So like if we were to make a movie like that, it'd be the 90s, and it's like you still look like you're from the like we haven't.
Nah, because our high school years were the 2000s. The 90s, I was in like middle school and elementary school.
Yeah.
Well, and that was something I was
just
thinking
thinking
about
of it.
when I was rewatching it this time. Was like how it feels like there's a lot of like themes in it that just carry over throughout the decades. It doesn't matter what kind of music you're listening to or car you're driving or the clothes that you're wearing. Like, teenagers are still teenagers. They're still going to go through the same shit. There's still going to be the same cliques and groups of people and different personalities that you're going to have to deal with when you're a teenager in high school.
And we get that. We definitely get that in this movie. For
Also,
sure.
the stoner dude,
Slater.
he acts just like my cousin Nick. Like like as soon as his character came on, I'm like, that is weird as
Holy
fuck.
fuck.
And he kind of dresses and acts like my cousin Nick. So I was like, relatable. And then I looked at most of the characters and how they look now. Some of them, like that Mitch dude, he's ugly as fuck. I was so I was like, that didn't even
Dude.
look like him.
The Benny, the redheaded dude with the curly hair,
Yeah.
he plays in fucking Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Missy was like, holy fuck, because she's so into Yellowstone, and then she saw him in that movie super young. He looks completely different. It was crazy. I
Also,
was like, holy
though,
shit.
Like, it was definitely made in the 90s because there's so many things that you could never put in a movie now. Like slapping a girl's ass with the paddle, for one.
No,
Like-
they slap guys' asses with the paddles.
He
No.
slaps Jody's ass at one point,
And
too.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, just
but he
stuff
doesn't
like,
do it hard or anything.
but still, like, stuff like that is like definitely could not do now.
Yeah, you're probably
Well,
Like
all the
the-
hazing that the
Yeah.
girls
The
do to each
hazing,
other, that would
the
never happen.
seniors
Paddling
like
to
fucking the
the
freshmen.
Dude, first of all,
Oh, dude, seniors are going to fuck freshmen no matter what.
But yeah, but they
That
like
still
made it
happens
acceptable.
now.
Like no one would.
Is it
I'm just
unacceptable now? They're fucking still high school kids.
What do you, like, are we talking about?
I'm talking about the seniors like fucking those kids that are like 15. Like they're like 18, and then they're like talking to the little.
Well, they're
kids.
not necessarily 18. Because when they say seniors and freshmen, they're talking about juniors who just graduated.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
They're not
most
like
people find that
graduating going to
acceptable.
college.
And the freshmen are wait.
They're basically 8th graders
Eighth
who
graders.
turning into 9th graders.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just saying, like, most people wouldn't find that okay now, though, because you have all those
Oh
people.
yeah.
I'm not talking
Back
about
in
the
set-
technicalness of
back
it.
in the see, that's another
I'm just
thing
saying-
I thought about when my second watch through was how much society has changed from what was acceptable back then to now. Like we talked about how the partying and stuff. Motherfuckers could drink when they were 18 back then legally.
Yeah, they could buy beer.
Yeah.
So
Coaches-
anyway, did you like the movie though?
I did like the movie, yeah.
You did?
Would you
was-
watch it again?
Yeah, I'd probably, like,
Sweet.
in
Give
a
it that
group.
second watch through because it took me a couple times.
Because it really is about nothing. Because the first time I watched the movie, I was probably in middle school, and it was probably similar to Brad's reaction, where I can't say I didn't like it. I just feel like I didn't understand it. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
really know what the fuck's going on in this movie. Like, it's just like random scenes of kids standing in front of buildings and like just drinking beer. Like, I just didn't really get
Smoking
it.
pot.
But after fucking like getting into high school and watching it, I fell in love with it. Like right away in high school, like it just, I mean, you guys already said it. It's so relatable. It makes
It
so
is.
much, like it kind of describes the high school experience pretty fucking well.
It does.
Like
Absolutely.
almost perfectly.
Honestly,
you know?
made me sad that life isn't that fun anymore.
Doesn't
I was
it?
just like,
Dude,
it's like
I
a.
felt that emotion too, man.
It's like a little bit. I think melancholy is the word I'm thinking of, where it's like depressing, but not like fully depressing. Like
Yeah.
kind of like a happy depressing.
Yeah.
You're almost happy to feel sad. You know.
but it's just like my life personally sucked then, but I was way happier then than I am now. You know what I mean? Like just that
That's
vibe.
the relatability. That
Yeah, cause like my life was like awful at that. Like literally at that time, that same shit was happening to me. But I was like, I loved going and getting fucked up with friends and just like going out all night. Like that Mitch kid, he was like, how old? None of us were able to go out.
He
Like
was an 8th grader going into 9th
yeah,
grade.
like it's
so-
just like
It was probably like 15.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like that's relatable as fuck.
For
And then
sure,
now
dude.
it's like we can't everyone's married or has kids, so you can't just go out and have fun all night anymore.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
got sad. Next, all right.
All right. Well,
Movie was good.
I chose this movie. Well, and I should say, watching it this time, I still fucking love it. Great. I think I already said that, but it's a great fucking movie. That's why I picked it. It's so fucking good. I love it every time I watch it. Like, it's not a movie I've ever gotten bored of. Like, I will still watch it. Sometimes I'll see things that I didn't see before. It's one of those kind of things.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just love it. Such a fucking good movie. But the reason I picked it was just because I guess in the day that I picked it, I was just in a nostalgia mood. I wanted to remember all the times that
Feel that.
I used to watch it with my friends when I was a fucking kid. But and then even watching it, like, it's like the double nostalgia of like remembering when I watched it with my friends when I was younger, but then also remembering like the similar times that I've had
Yeah.
when I was younger, when I was a high school kid.
It's kind of one of those movies that you would have playing in the background during a party or
Yes.
when you're hanging out with your friends.
Dude, when I was sitting there watching, I'm like, is that all people did back then? Just drive around and invite people
Dude, that's
everywhere?
what we
That's what
did.
I was like,
Yeah.
That's what
And
we
I was
did.
also
Yeah.
thinking, what's different is then, like, if you cancel a party, you literally find out by just showing up in, like, the parent, like how they did, like, now we just text everybody, be like, all right, we changing spots.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, everything was like,
I mean, they had
better,
had
but
landlines
harder.
back
Dude,
then.
sometimes good
Yeah.
things happen though from that. I went to the wrong house to get weed one time, and there was a party going on. And the guy, there was 2 dudes who invited me to smoke a bowl with them. I was like, oh, okay.
then it's laced and you die. Can't
No,
trust
it was
things
good.
now.
I mean,
no, I'm kidding.
I got high, and it turns out the house I needed to go to was literally one house up the road. I was like, huh.
Nice.
He
Well,
gave me
now
the, he
you
gave me the
guys-
wrong fucking
They
driveway.
probably get weed from the same dude.
Facts.
So, I'm super jealous of that trunk full of beer that they had.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's the
dude.
experience I saw. That I was like, man, I wish I had a trunk full of beer. Like, I wish I had a car that I could just fill with beer and ice in the trunk.
Let's do it.
Let's make a line. Yeah, let's make a
We can
liner
do it with
in
my
the
car,
back of
dude.
somebody's car,
I'll
and just
volunteer
fill it with
as tribute.
ice, and then put beer in it.
I volunteer.
We'll just
as
put
tribute.
like a fucking tarp or something in there.
You could just do like garbage bags and just like
Well, the
cut
ice is
them
gonna
and-
melt, so we need to think about that.
Yeah, you could do garbage bags.
You got to put a hole in it so that way it doesn't, like a hole in your trunk, so that way it does, like the water can just leak out.
Yeah.
There you go.
You don't have to fucking empty it.
My
It
car's
doesn't.
all
You don't have to
dude.
worry about
You
it
know what?
rusting
This
very fast.
this summer, let's get together and like
We'll
fuck
just buy a
Chris-
beater
fuck
car.
Kristen's car up, dude.
fuck-
We
Yeah,
could have
Kristen's
done
car.
like
I'll just buy a truck, and then we'll fill the back of the truck with ice and fill it with
so
beer.
you're just gonna buy a truck for this.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
All right, cool.
That
I'm
That's
gonna
a
trade.
friend.
I'm gonna trade my Jeep in. Let's
That
go.
reminds me. One of the times
pal.
I laughed out loud watching it this time was when Benny, at the very end, at the end of the party, where he kind of messes with his hat and then he tries to stand up and then he just sits back down.
yeah.
It just tries to like play it cool, like nothing, like it didn't fucking happen.
I was also
That's
gonna-
something that's probably happened to me a fucking 1,000 times.
Oh yeah.
Just
Around
being drunk and
campfires,
thinking I'm gonna
dude.
fucking stand up. I got this right now. Oh, never mind. I don't fucking got this.
Yep. Speaking of cars too, there were a lot of badass cars in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
Fucking
all muscle cars.
a lot of badass cars and a lot of badass songs.
Yes.
So many
Yeah.
great songs. in
Music
that
was
fucking
pretty
movie.
heavy.
Sweet
in that.
emotion right away.
What was your favorite?
Hell yeah.
What was your favorite? Should I say favorite scene? I want to say favorite scene and song. Like
The scene song combination.
yeah.
Mine, I actually wrote it down. It was Right Place, Wrong Time by Dr. John when it showed Mitch just walking through the party
Okay.
after he was probably already high as fuck and drunk off of his ass.
And
Yeah.
everyone's giving him mean looks, and he's just like, yeah.
What about you? Do you have one in mind, or you just
I don't
kinda
remember the scene really, but the George Lopez song.
George Lopez is a comedian.
Yes.
I know, but it's it's on his show. He also has a show called George Lopez, and it's the theme to that.
That actually, I wrote that down for quotes, that specific scene, because that was the scene when it shows the three nerds in the car.
Yes. Okay.
And he reaches up and he turns it off.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was what he's just like, he's going on the rant about how, like, you know how I wanted to go to be a lawyer and go to take the bar exam, and I was at the bank the other day, and all the people there just disgusted me, and I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do with my life.
Well,
and
what do you want to do?
I want to dance.
Yeah. I love that song though, and the whole intro with Sweet Emotion.
Right?
That was
Dude,
sick.
the movie opens up with Mila Jovovich rolling a joint.
Yeah.
I
It's
totally
perfect.
forgot she was in that movie.
Perfect, dude.
She was only 16.
Really?
Yeah, she was only 16 when that movie was being filmed.
Playing a spaced out stoner, dude.
Yeah.
She's good at guitar.
What about you? Do you
She
have a
was
scene?
fingerpicking.
Do you have a
I
song
can't really
scene selection?
remember, honestly.
Mine is when Mitch is getting his ass beat.
No more, Mr.
Yeah,
Nice Guy.
it's-
You know what?
Dude, what's more perfect than that?
I'd have to agree with that.
Ben
I'd
Affleck's
have
all
to agree.
fucking.
I hate his character.
I hate his
Yeah,
character
he's a
too.
dickhead.
But he does such a great job.
He does.
as
He
that.
does.
Like, that was another thing that I noticed after this watching, like how good Ben Affleck is. Like after he gets the paint dumped on him and he breaks
Yeah,
the paddle,
dude.
he's like,
Yep.
"Fuck you, fuck all of you."
Yeah, he was good. He was.
that was
annoying,
that
though.
was the last time you saw him in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matthew
because he got fucking
McConaughey.
embarrassed as shit.
When I didn't know that's where all right came from.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
dude.
said the same thing. She's like, "Oh, this is where it came from."
Chad,
Yep.
did you pick a movie scene or a song scene?
Yeah, the fucking no
Mr.
more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
What about a quote? You got a quote from a movie?
I wrote a couple down.
Ooh.
The one we already just said, the one I want to dance one. That's definitely my favorite. That's another part where I just laughed out loud. Still this time, like I know it's coming, but it's still so fucking funny to me. The way he's just like, I want to dance.
Yeah, dude. Put soul into that shit.
I wrote the Slater when they were on top of the moon tower. Imagine how many people out there right now are fucking, man. Just going at it. And, like, that's it. That's all that happens on top of the moon tower.
Yeah, dude.
Literally
That
nothing
whole
else
scene.
happens. They spend the whole scene climbing up the fucking top of the moon tower, and the whole scene is just Slater, like, imagine how many people out there are fucking, man.
So a cringy thing that I noticed was that Mitch kid, when his sister at the end was asking him, like he's standing. She explains that she told them to go late on him, and then he's like, "Oh, that's why." And he always does the,
Yes.
Yep.
and it's like that was
His-
so awkward.
his
Why did he
whole-
do that? He's like,
He does it like 4 times. He just keeps going,
his whole acting.
Yeah.
He did
Like,
the same thing when he was talking to that one girl.
I hated
Well,
him
yeah,
as
it's the
an
same
actor.
scene.
Oh, is it?
He made me uncomfortable, like the whole movie.
Yeah.
I hate every scene
'Cause
with
he
that kid
acted-
in it.
but he
That
was
was
a
Wiley
little
Wiggins.
cutie.
He's such a bad
He's
actor.
ugly now.
He's such a bad actor.
yeah, he's definitely the worst performance in the whole movie.
Yeah, dude,
I would
for
say.
sure.
But anybody have a favorite character?
Slater.
Fucking Slater.
Yeah.
I knew you guys were gonna pick Slater.
I
I picked Donnie. Donnie's my favorite through like the whole, even since when I was a little kid, like when I was in high school.
Oh,
he
the
was my
nice one?
favorite.
Is that who it is? Like the
No,
nice...
the one who slapped the girl's ass with the fucking
Oh.
paddle. The one
Yeah.
with
The
he's got the
overalls.
overalls on the whole time.
Wait,
He
what's
hits
this?
on-
He was
he
like
hits
the
on the
Stifler
teacher.
of the movie.
He
He
hits on
doesn't
the
just hit
teacher.
on the teacher. He just straight up says like, "Why don't we hook up
Yeah.
this summer?" And I love her reaction to it. She just like pats him on the head and shuts
Small
the door.
boy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now a girl will be like, he raped
fucking-
me.
Oh yeah, he would go.
Instead.
He'd probably like fucking. He'd be expelled for sure.
Yeah.
Would not be allowed to come back the next fucking year.
Or it could be like South Park, and the police are like, nice.
So everybody thinks Slater was the best one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not really a favorite quote, but it's a dumb scene, but to quote the scene.
Please tell me you're thinking about what I'm thinking about.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Twin
man.
Stop
powers.
whispering on the microphone.
Twin powers.
Hey man, do you have a joint? It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Oh, no, okay.
That
Oh wait,
is
I got another one.
Okay. Was
You
it the
cool,
same
man?
thing?
Okay.
What was you cool, man? Like how? Okay.
Just asking if you like to get high. Oh, like smoke pot?
I never
Yeah,
have.
dude. Nah, shoot up heroin, dude. This we doing seven.
So awkward. I liked the whole rant about George Bush growing
Yes.
weed.
George Washington, you mean?
Or,
George
yeah, Washington.
George Bush wasn't even president
Yeah,
yet.
George Washington and the weed farm.
Yeah.
Do you have a quote, Kristen?
No,
whole
I'm not good at
rant was
remembering
great.
quotes.
This is why you write stuff
Pretty-
down.
Yeah, I
Dude,
know.
the-
Well, I'm gonna go hard.
Honestly, like everything in that movie is a pretty good quote because it's just a
It's
bunch
all
of
good.
kids talking about life to each other.
I like
It really is.
a part in the
Like-
movie that actually shocked me, which was like a scene, was the bowling ball one when he just throws in the fucking car.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking
I'm
of
like,
relatable,
Yeah, dude.
like, that's the shit that we used to do when we were kids.
Right, dude? I threw a beer bottle at a back windshield
To be
before.
perfectly fucking honest, I think we got the idea of smashing mailboxes from that movie.
Yeah.
It's
I
strong
pretty,
possibility,
Probably.
dude.
pretty sure that's why we started smashing mailboxes, because they made it look so fucking fun.
And well, that guy goes to the dude. I like that character, the driver of that car when all that happened. He was like low key, like good at
Pickford?
what the
Yeah.
character he needed to be. He was good. He's
Yeah,
like
I-
the cool stoner that's like,
The one who was
Whatever.
actually, anybody favorite scenes? Just a scene not involving a song, because I picked one of those as well.
Well, tell us.
I think my favorite scene in the whole movie is the scene where the party gets busted. When Slater and Pink Floyd are walking up to Pickford's house and they talk to his mom outside, and then they're in his bedroom and the dad comes to the fucking door and they have to rush to fucking hide the smell, and that was like a nostalgia thing. It just reminded me of like lying to my fucking
Spraying the
parents
room.
and
Yep, the fan
just-
in the window.
But the big thing was the fucking conversation. The very first conversation they have with the mom. They're like, "Oh, what are you guys doing? Are you guys going out of town or something?" "Yeah, we're going on
They
vacation."
knew the whole
Oh, you're
time.
He's
taking-
like, "Oh, you're taking Kevin with you, right?" "No, he's staying."
They
And they're like,
played it.
"Oh, cool."
Yeah,
You played
yeah,
it
this guy
so
played it,
well,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I've
well,
done that shit.
Exactly. Like they know the whole time because they're gonna have the fucking party at Kevin's
Yeah,
house
yeah.
And, like,
because his parents are gone.
And Slater's
Like,
standing there with like a pot leaf on his shirt. And,
yeah.
Like,
And like
he
that-
always looks high too.
and they
How'd you
fucking-
do?
She
Straight
asked it,
A's.
didn't she? Yeah, yeah, straight A's.
Both of you? Yeah.
He was the funniest character. Like even when the coach was
He was
there.
definitely the comic relief, dude.
And then
I like
the
the
coach
shotgun
where he's in
shit.
the coach where he's in the fucking background, like, "Hey coach, remember me? Class, third period."
Or he always was like shotgun and he'd get pissed if someone else said
the
shotgun.
only
Yeah.
reason I'm letting you have that is because I'm going inside. I
Yeah.
just want you to know that.
Yeah, it was always between Slater and Don.
Yep.
I think it's annoying about the coach thing. Like coaches back then really were like very in their like players' lives.
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
really gave a fuck too much. Where now
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah,
our
like the
team's
whole
a-
the whole paper that they had to
Yeah.
sign.
what
like,
was on that?
they weren't allowed to do
It's
drugs
just like a
or
commitment to-
alcohol.
yeah.
They were committing to the team.
And he,
Yeah, he was trying to make the players sign a paper committing to the team that they wouldn't do drugs and alcohol or participate in premarital sex.
Yeah.
That's why
and
he
it
was
was
upset that he was with Slater.
Yeah, and that's-
Jason London is the main
Jason
character.
London, yeah.
Jason
Pink
London,
Floyd.
okay. Fuck, now I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he refuses to sign it because of his like principles or whatever, and everybody,
Yeah,
like all the
yeah.
other kids on the team are just like, "Yeah, we just fucking signed it, whatever."
And he's like
we're still gonna do
yeah,
drugs and shit.
we're gonna do drugs and drink,
Yeah,
but we're not
he's-
gonna not play football. You
his
know?
character is the one that has the life lessons and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
he's like the responsible but not really character.
The one that has morals but still
Yes.
has fun.
Yes.
Oh.
Like he was throwing trash cans at mailboxes.
I mean, he's just don't burn my house down. But he's just like
Yeah,
he's
burnt
just
me.
the cool character of the whole movie. You know, he's the one who, even though he participates in the hazing, he's the one who fucking tells Mitch like, "Yeah, I'll give you a ride home, and you want to come out and fucking hang out with us tonight."
yeah.
After
You
they
know?
all just,
So I was gonna say
And
like
his
I feel like
sister does the same with the
the
other girl
yeah.
there. It's getting hazed.
see, they know.
And then they end up making out while he saw as a girl. Like he wasn't the best, but he was also like
Well, yeah, but he's still a teenager.
Honestly,
he just wasn't a bad person, but he was still just a fucking punk ass kid.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally forgot that the blonde girl, what's her face?
Joey Lauren Adams.
Yeah, I
Lawrence
totally
Adams, something
forgot.
like that.
Because, like, when him and Mitch's sister were making out in the forest and she said something about his girlfriend, I was like, who the fuck is his girlfriend?
Well, they
And
don't.
then-
She's not in the movie very much.
No, the beginning and then that part.
And then
Where she's in the middle of a car, in a certain scene, riding down the road.
Yeah, when they're talking about, like, she's like, I don't want to tell her what she said about you guys. I don't want to tell her. And she's like, okay, she called you a bitch and she called you a slut.
Her voice was annoying. Like, she always seems like...
That's just her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her voice.
She just has an annoying voice.
Have you seen any of her other movies?
Yeah, I recognized her.
She was in frickin' Mallrats.
Chasing Amy. She was Amy,
Biodome.
right?
Chasing it. Yeah, my
Yo,
mom liked
She's
that
been
movie.
in a movie with both of the London brothers then.
Yeah.
Dude, they look so much alike.
Yeah, I didn't even know
One's
they
just
were.
fatter.
I didn't even know they were a different person
Yeah.
She,
I just assumed they
until
were the
probably
same
until
people.
like a few years ago, dude. Dead serious. I was
No.
like, fuck.
Yeah. You
Because-
said something about it one day. And
I
was
think you were
like-
the one that I was like, oh.
Because
Yeah,
I
Jason-
said,
I think they might be
I said,
twins.
I talked about,
They have to be.
we talked about the movie Grind, and I had mentioned him, and you were like, no, that's his brother. And I'm like,
No,
Huh?
Jason London was in Grind, right?
Yeah, Jason London was in Grind.
Jeremy London was in Mallrats.
They actually, I've read, I don't know, it's probably just on Wikipedia, that Grind pulled a lot of influence from Dazed and Confused. Donnie was in Grind.
see, that's
He was
so
one of
weird.
the
That's so
fucking-
weird because
They
I
like,
love
Sweet
Grind.
Lou, like Sweet Lou was supposed to be like Matthew McConaughey's character. He
Yep.
was supposed to be Wooderson. They're basically the same fucking person.
Same exact person.
I liked Grind, but I didn't care for Days.
Yeah,
and
Grind was
Confused.
one of my favorite movies.
Grind was
Yeah.
alright. I haven't watched it in a really long time. I remember really liking it when I was a kid, but I don't know how I'd feel about it now.
Definitely in my top 5. I've watched that movie religiously, like,
for sure.
can't even say how many times.
Dazed and Confused is in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, me too.
I can't. I could never not put that in my top 5. It's just, I think it's like a perfect movie if you're looking for a hangout movie. You know,
Yeah.
like if you really want to get into like a plot or like a mystery or something, like just if you really want to get into like a plot of a movie, then not Dazed and Confused. But if you just want to fucking watch something that you know you're gonna enjoy, definitely Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, I enjoyed it this second watch. I'm gonna watch it again.
I wouldn't put it in my
I'll
top
definitely
5,
watch it
but
again.
it was pretty good.
You should watch it again
Watch
I'll
it
watch
again.
it
I'm
again.
sure it'll change your mind.
because it's really just. I think it's just a perfect movie.
That's
That
good.
might have a lot to do with nostalgia, though. You know.
Yeah. Nostalgia plays a big part, for sure. But
Yeah.
the ultra, like, relatable thing to it is what gets me. That's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of important because I was thinking about. Remember, we had that class. Was it Human Development, where we
Yeah,
just watched
watch
movies?
Yep.
Like I think that movie. I think
We should have
Dazed and
watched it.
Confused should be in that class. Like that
Yeah,
should be
dude.
something that you should watch as a kid because it really does show you like the good and bad of how to react in social situations as a teenager. You know, like they just throw a lot of like social situations, a lot of different kind of cliques into like one movie and like how different people react to it and shit. And
Yeah,
I really
dude.
enjoy it because you're gonna, no matter what in life, you're gonna run into like an O'Banion, you're gonna run into like a Ben Affleck, you know,
Yeah.
and you're gonna run
Oh, yeah.
into a fucking Pink Floyd and a Donnie. You're gonna run into these people in your life, especially as a teenager. So it's kind of nice to
Fucking run
have like a
into them.
representation of that.
Run into them damn potheads like
Especially
Slayer
when
did.
you're going to parties and shit, dude. You meet a lot of different people when you're going to parties.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it would ever be respected as like an educational film for kids. But just because it's not about what people want to educate kids about. They don't want them to be like, look, you're gonna go to parties. This is
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. They want to fucking hold strong on the don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And
But
they're
if-
gonna do it.
Yeah, no matter what, it's gonna happen. So it's kind of nice. I think it's nice to have that social representation as even just as in like film form.
Yeah.
As a kid, it's something to look to and be like, it's relatable and it's just, yeah.
I feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that.
It's a good movie.
So we're gonna go ahead and guess
Oh,
the Rotten Tomatoes scores.
scores.
Rotten
Fuck.
Tomatoes scores movies from audience and critics out of 100%, 0 to 100.
So we're gonna guess audience and critical review.
So why don't you start, Chad? What do you think the audience gave Dazed and Confused?
I don't want to think bias here, so 70%.
I'm gonna say that the audience gave it like 80 to 85.
I'm gonna go 87.
87. So the audience gave it a score of 90%.
Oh, that was my first choice. Why did I say
closest.
that?
I was closest. What do I win?
Nuh-uh.
She said 87.
Did she? Oh, because I said you're doing that Price is Right bullshit.
I win.
So, all right, Chad, you want to take a whack at the critic score?
Okay, critical
Critics
review.
always go lower, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna
'Cause
say
they're assholes.
65%, 75%.
Oh shit, son. Okay.
I'll go with 60.
62.
You guys went
Fucking
real
idiot.
fucking low with that one. 92.
Oh,
Critics
critical
gave it a
reviews.
92.
Dude, critics love this movie, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Alright.
critics.
I feel
mean,
like this
critics
is
love
a
Richard
movie-
Linklater.
I
I feel
didn't
like
ex-
this is a movie that critics would talk shit about.
Yeah, right. I didn't expect that.
They probably did when it came out. I didn't look up anything from when it came out, but now it's a lauded movie. People love it.
They all rewatched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
They give it a
Exactly.
couple watches.
That's all it takes, dude.
That's definitely unexpected for me. That's pretty high score.
So, do you guys, Chad? What's your score? What do you give this movie?
Okay, so percentage-wise, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say 95 because. Nah, fuck that. I'm giving it 100% because I really like the movie. It's a fantastic movie. I don't know any flaws in the movie at all. It's a good movie.
Even fucking Wiley Wiggins acting as Mitch is like, even though it's
It
not great, it's still
fits
held.
the movie.
Yeah, I mean, even it's cringy
It's
and
so
awkward.
That's all he
but
does.
He's
yeah, but it's cringy and awkward. But that's how it is when
Yeah,
you're fucking
when
13 years old talking
hanging-
to a girl. You're gonna be
Seniors
cringy and
and
awkward
shit.
and weird.
yeah, and like you're basically, you're the young kid coming to hang out with all the older. They're not really that much older though. That's what I can't.
Well, yeah, it feels like that now. But when you were fucking
I mean,
when you were in
Seniors
eighth
seemed
grade,
like,
hanging out with
uh,
a fucking when you were in 8th grade, hanging out with an 11th grader, or 9th grade, hanging out with a 12th grader, you were like, "This is fucking awesome. This
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
can drive a car."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
All right.
Brad, what do you give it?
I'd say I'm gonna say
If you don't say 100%, you got to tell me what you don't like about the movie.
well, no,
Facts.
like then I'd have to I gotta think extra hard.
You don't have to, but I'm going to, so don't worry.
I'll give it a 90.
All right.
Give it a 90%,
Why?
just because it wouldn't be in my top 5.
Okay, that's a good enough. reason.
85.
85.
That's
Yeah.
low. God damn it. Why?
Because, chill.
Because she's only
I mean,
watched it.
85 is still
because
passing.
she's only
Yeah,
watched
for
it
sure.
like a
once.
B.
For one, I've only watched it once. It's a rewatchable movie, I guess. For two, it's not nostalgic to me, so it's like,
Okay.
Well,
Think
that's
so?
kind of why I wanted to hear your opinion of it, because you don't have like a past with the movie.
right. Like, I mean, it's a very relatable movie, and it is pretty funny, but times are different now, and I watched it now. Like, I can't be like, I mean, I was like that, but it's like, I just wouldn't watch it again, probably. I'm going to watch it again for you guys.
No, you're not. Don't.
No, you're not.
I
Don't lie.
might.
Don't lie to
actually.
us
I
right
think
now.
I want.
She always lies. It's what she does.
She didn't see. She didn't really like the movie.
She's just saying
Yeah,
it.
she's just saying
Because
80.
if she
what
says
she's
she
saying-
don't
said
like it, we're all
85.
gonna come at her,
No.
and she can't
I
take
don't
we're
it.
care
saying
about
we
that.
don't. We're saying
You
we
gave
don't,
it a 90,
I
motherfucker.
gave it an 85.
So 90's
Yeah, you're not
really
that
good.
far off.
90's
Yeah,
really
so
good.
fuck
Give
off.
it the other 10%.
Give
I
me
don't want
attitude.
to because
Anyways, it's an 85 because it's not in my top 5, and I watched it once.
What about you, dude?
100%. 100%.
Fuck yeah, dude. See, he knows what's
I
up.
fucking love this movie. The past 2 times I watched it, because there was a long gap in between me watching it, and the past 2 times I was like, man, this might be the time I don't like this movie. Like, this might be the time I watch it, and I'm like, I don't really care for it, but I still fucking love it every time. From beginning to end, there's not a scene I don't like.
I
Yeah,
thought
see-
it ended weird. Like I thought there'd be more to it than just.
it just kind of ends. But
Yeah.
it just
Yep.
kind of starts and it just
Yeah.
kind of is. You know, like it just there's not really a plot
It
to
just
it.
does.
There's not a plot to it. Like it's
just
literally
there.
just the day. It ends
It's
because
life.
the
That's
day
kind
is
of how
over.
I feel about
Yeah.
the movie.
Like
It's life, dude. It shows
It's
a
just
real.
there.
It shows real things that happen in people's real lives.
I mean, the real ending is fucking Pink throwing the fucking thing that he was supposed to
Yeah.
sign back at the coach and being like, "I gotta go get Aerosmith tickets with my boys, man." Like
It
that's
ends with
how
that
that's the
kid.
ending of the movie.
The ending is the kid coming home finally trashed, and the mom's like, "I'm giving you a free pass this time because your sister explained everything to me." And then he awkwardly acts drunk.
I-
She's like, "Are you drunk?" And he's like,
he was
I thought
drinking
that
all
was
night.
great. I thought he acted great. He's just like,
No.
ugh. That seems
I've
like,
I've
yeah.
been exactly like that
Yeah.
before.
I've been like that. I've definitely been like
No.
that.
"My
before.
mom was really dumb, so I got away with everything." Like she was.
Yeah, I couldn't get away with it
Stupid.
because I was leaning outside the vehicle puking. So
When I was 14, my
I
mom.
remember mom coming out of Porsche. Is he drunk?
You know that white house when you pulled into Chesterfield? Like I said,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Someone there moved in and they were pipeliners, and then had a girlfriend who was like almost 30. These people were, and my mom would let me stay there, and thinking they were just like good friends.
Weren't they like meth heads?
Yeah,
Because there was like a standoff
I didn't do meth.
about there.
And he wasn't doing meth at this time, but he is now. But
He was
I
cooking
drank
this
there.
shit.
I drank there. I smoked there. She'd let me stay there. I was
It
14.
was bad
She's
people.
stupid.
It was bad people.
Yeah, they weren't great. They were from like
the guy, at least.
Texas.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Are we all watch?
I'd say buy it for
oh,
sure.
buy.
okay.
Oh, I wouldn't buy it.
I'd definitely say buy that shit.
I'd say buy it.
I would at least rent it again because I did rent it, but I'm not buying it.
Well, you had to rent it. We forced
Facts.
you.
I would.
Yeah, we did force you.
I would watch
Do
it
you?
again.
That's a good question. Do you regret renting it this time?
No.
Do you feel like it was a waste of your $4?
No. I like the movie. It's just not like I'm not a movie person, so the movie has to be like orgasmic for me to like love it.
Okay, I feel you.
You're like a
Okay.
TV show person.
I'm like a
YouTube.
YouTube's where it's at. Short, simple.
Gay.
Fuck off.
I do a lot of YouTube.
We all do YouTube.
All right. So you guys want to give out your social medias before we get out of here, Chad?
Oh yeah. Also, I want to say before we end this podcast, the next time we do a movie podcast, I'm picking the movie. I wanted to give out 2 clues, and maybe you guys could comment and see if you could guess what movie we're gonna do. My 2 clues is, first clue, the director of the movie is notorious for his zombie flicks, his zombie movies. Second clue, the zombies in this movie, well, I should say the people in this movie are trying to train the zombies. That's my clues. But you can find me on Instagram, ChattyDub420. My TikTok is ChattyDub4_20. Brad?
Radical. You can find me at Mr. Greenbud 4_20. And my TikTok is also Mr. Greenbud 4_20.
Gnarly.
My Instagram, and I have over 1,000 followers now. I'm really proud of myself.
Hell yeah, dude.
Is CrayJC_27. 247.
Oh my goodness.
You looked at Brad to
Yeah,
tell you
'cause
what,
it was
what
more
your
like a
fucking
just fucking
Instagram
know,
yeah,
dude.
I'm like, I think it's wrong. Okay, CrayJC_247, and then my TikTok is the only other social media I have, and that's just my name. And we have a podcast Instagram.
Oh yes, everybody
Everybody's
podcasts on
all one
Instagram.
word. Follow
Right.
that shit.
You can find me at Scruff the Pothead on Instagram, and I'm not on any other social media. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think the next fucking movie's going to be.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Peace.
Peace.